Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to the 2023 Fair Finance Asia General Assembly. Let's give a round of applause for our event this morning. Thank you so much for your excitement. We would like to welcome all participants who are joining us in person here in Bali, and also we would like to welcome our online participants who are joining us from maybe all over the world, and we wish that you could be here with us in Bali to join in person. Thank you very much once again to joining us virtually, and we would like to welcome all participants who are here with us in Bali. But before that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mia. It is such an honor for me to be the master of ceremony for this event and to welcome all of you to Bali. Because I'm from Bali, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Balinese, and it is an honor to welcome you to this beautiful island of Bali. I hope you are going to have a great time here. And before we start, allow me to share a little bit of a glimpse of Balinese culture, of the way we greet people in Bali. So the way we say hi or hello in Bali is by saying Om Swastiastu. So you put both of your hands together this way. Yes, that's correct. And we say Om Swastiastu together. Okay? Om Swastiastu. That's correct. It means that may peace be upon us all, and we hope to bring positive energy, and we wish that all the activities will go smoothly. Let's give it a try together. Put your hands together and let's say the Balinese greeting. Om Swastiastu. Wonderful. A little bit information about Balinese culture, on especially the way we greet people. We would like to acknowledge participants coming from all FFA countries, from Bangladesh. Welcome. Good morning. Also from Cambodia. Wow, welcome. From India. We have participants coming from India. Online, thank you so much for joining us. From Japan. From Japan, welcome. Also from Lao PDR. Hello, over here, thank you. From Pakistan. Welcome. From the Philippines. Hello. Mabuhay. Thank you. From Thailand. From Thailand, Sawadee Krap. From Vietnam. Hello, welcome. As well as our gracious host from Indonesia, obviously. Yay! Thank you so much for being here, and we would like to acknowledge participants from allied organizations coming from Australia. Online, thank you so much for joining us virtually from Belgium, from France, and also from the Netherlands. We are very happy to welcome you all here in person in Bali, as well as those who are joining us virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the first speaker for the welcome remarks this morning. May I invite Executive Director of Prakarsa, join me in welcoming Mr. Ahmaf Tuhan.
Practicing Balinese greeting. Okay, very good morning to you all. Om Swastiastu.
Om Swastiastu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very warm welcome to you all. First of all, I would like to thanks to all participants that can attend here in Bali, the island of gods, the paradise island, the wonderful island, and so on. So we hope that the spirit of Bali, the diversity of Bali, the culture of Bali, and the beaches of Bali can drive us to collect new spirit, to collect new inspiration for our network as Finance Asia to scrutinize what we are already done in the previous and what we are need to strengthen in the next future to once again push the agenda of sustainable finance in Asia region and in our to MC and all team member in Prakarsa and also in PMU in Secretariat of Finance Asia, even though we not have times, we can make it our General Assembly of Fire Finance Asia 2023 here in Bali with the good result, and we wish the General Assembly of Fire Finance Asia 2023 can produce a number of ideas, number of reflection, number of collaborative agenda amongst member countries of Fire Finance Asia in Asia level. So, as we all know that the objective of our General Assembly this year is how we as regional network keep update each other what we are as a responsive bank in some country in Asia already achieve and what we are have a plan in the next future. So the assembly actually will to facilitate you all to have a reflection actually what we are thinking in the facing of challenges, obstacles, not only at the domestic level but also at the global level. For example, in Indonesia, after we hosted G20 presidency in 2022, and then ASEAN as a chairman of ASEAN 2023, we have a big expectation that the developing country can boost the acceleration of the just energy transition. But after the G20 presidency and after ASEAN chairmanship of Indonesia, some consensus, some commitment still going nowhere. Not only because of the lack fund, the lack of financial commitment, but also the power contestation between developed country and developing countries still happen. Not only because of the Russian war in Ukraine, but also because of the trade war, for example, and other things that we already see in the reality. So the good thing is we already have some policy consensus. So we need to following up the consensus and how to making sure the global consensus can translate into domestic policies. So let's we scrutinize the global consensus and let's we following up into the domestic policy and program. So the main challenge right now is how to have a strong connection between the global consensus with the domestic commitment that reflected into policy and program, as well as the financing of those program that will affected to the acceleration of transition in Indonesia, as well as the implementation of sustainable finance in some countries. So once again, on behalf of Prakarsa and Responsi Bank Indonesia, I would like to thank you to you all and apologize if any inconvenience during our General Assembly here. We all have a good spirit to produce a number of ideas to strengthen our work in the next future. And finally, once again, thank you, and I hope you can extend 1 day or 2 days in Bali to enjoy the Bali. Once again, welcome to Bali, and let's start the General Assembly of Fair Finance Asia 2023 in Bali here. Thank you, and over to
Thank you so much. Once again, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Ahmad Tuhan, Executive Director of Prakarsa. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite the second speaker for welcome remarks, Ms. Donna McSkimming, Regional Program Manager, Oxfam in Asia, who's joining us online.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mia, and thank you, Mr. Ahmad Tuhan, for those inspiring starting remarks. I'm speaking to you from Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and I'm here to wish you well for your assembly on behalf of Oxfam in Asia. We are now 9 months into the second phase of Fair Finance Asia. We're building in this event on 5 years of success and challenges and learning from the previous phase. We know that this work that you're undertaking requires long-term systemic change, and the group that's in the room and that is online is well placed to continue to build on the success of the first phase. We also know that our ambition for a sustainable finance sector that respects human rights and the environment means that we need allies and coordination, and that we need to work together to achieve that, and that we need to do that in a very considered way, and by building bonds with each other and learning and sharing with each other, which is the point of meeting together in Bali over these few days. I would like to thank our host, Prakarsa, and the executive team for doing everything that they have to get us, to get you at least, to Bali now. I'd like to thank all of the participants online and in person for dedicating your time to be at this important event. Thanks also to CEDA for their significant support to this regional program, as CEDA has been with us on this long journey and continues to support us through the next phase. For Oxfam, Fair Finance Asia is directly aligned to our strategic ambitions around accountable governance and also climate justice, and we know that working with the private sector is important for creating a more sustainable and responsible finance sector in Asia. We know that doing that can benefit millions of individuals and communities, and also the environment. We we know that we've learned from the first phase of Fair Finance that working in partnership together, so with regional and national allies and actors, and including the voice of the civil society organisations in decision-making forums, really helps us to achieve the ambitions that we jointly have. I thought I would take just a few minutes to reflect on some of the successes that we've had to date, because I know going forward you will all be thinking about the enormous challenges of this work and how we can best go about it. But to date, Fair Finance Asia has been really successful in demonstrating thought leadership in this sector and influencing others to better practice. We know that important work has been done on gender financing, on human rights, due diligence, particularly in supply chains and just energy transitions. There have been dialogues with the financial sector, with institutions and regulators, that has led to positive changes in national policies and regulations, and that that includes in Vietnam, Indonesia, and Pakistan, just to name a few. And there have been policy improvements by institutions. And that's a direct result of the policy assessments that have been undertaken. And we have strengthened alliances between individuals, institutions, civil society, working on these issues at national and regional levels. So that's a very solid base to build on going forward, and I really wish you well over the next few days. Fair Finance Asia is an important program for Oxfam in Asia, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you are able to achieve in the coming period and over the life of this second phase of Fair Finance. So all the best, and please have really thoughtful and important dialogues over the time you have together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Donna McSkimming, Regional Program Manager, Oxfam in Asia. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to the next part, which is opening remarks and agenda setting by FFA Program Lead, Ms. Bernadette Victorio.
See how unprepared I am carrying my laptop to the podium, but welcome everybody. It's really, really good to see familiar faces in this room this morning, and I hope you feel the same energy and positivity that we have starting the morning with Om. I forgot the other word, but I really remember Om, so I will learn it all this week. Thank you so much. Firstly, thank you to our host, very gracious Prakarsa, as well as Responsibank Indonesia, for all the great arrangements that you have or you see this morning through your trip. They have taken care of us as soon as we stepped out of the airport, and we are here in the hotel. We are very thankful for them, and we are really happy to collaborate with Prakarsa and Responsibank. This is not the first time, and we know that this is one of the many more that we will have as a collaboration in this phase and moving forward. I'm also very happy to thank Donna. Donna is actually a member of our steering committee for Fair Finance Asia. Donna, I know you're online. So thank you so much for your very kind words and for reminding us, this morning of our successes and achievements. Is always a good start to do that, to remember what you are building on as a success, as an achievement, because it inspires you to think more what are the new successes or the new achievements we can have, especially in the phase 2 for Fair Finance Asia. My name is Bernadette Victorio. All of you, many of you know me as Bea. So for those of you that are meeting for the very first time, hello, welcome again to Fair Finance Asia's General Assembly this year, 2023. I'm very much looking forward to interacting to all of you during this week and to meeting some of the new faces that I'm seeing. We have many opportunities to discuss more of the achievements that we have this week. We will make sure that this will be part of our agenda so that we will be really inspired. But we also want to use this week to talk more about some of the challenges, some of the risks that we faced in phase 1 and continue to face in phase 2. And having said that, I want to take a moment not only to recognize those of us that are in this room, but maybe those of us that couldn't make it to this room and are probably watching us online or following our activities via social media because of some of the strains or the restrictions that are happening in some of the Fair Finance Asia countries who could not be here today. We are in solidarity with them, especially our colleagues from India who we missed today. But they will not be able to join this week, but we will definitely be with them online or in spirit and work more closely with them. We have colleagues coming from Bangladesh, so they are not yet here in the room, but we are waiting for them because we are also very successful to get their visas approved. So we are looking forward to more participants joining us later in the day and during the week. And having said that, I think it's very important, also to mention that for those of us joining online from your coalitions who are not traveling in person with us in Bali, you are not forgotten. We know all the great contributions you have for the program, and we recognize that, and we make sure that you are with us in spirit and inspiration as we go through the activities of this week. As I said, we would really like to make sure that there is a positive spirit of sharing, of looking at new innovative ideas, fresh ideas for phase 2, but also strengthen collaboration this whole week. But we also want to use this week to reflect on the ways that we can improve on some of the issues and challenges, bottlenecks that we faced when we were doing our phase 1 implementation. And as any program, as any platform, Fair Finance Asia, of course, has had its share of challenges, but together this network has been very strong in working together and collaborating and being allied as one a network. And for that, we are all very proud of what we have achieved together despite some of those challenges and restrictions. Having said that, I think it leads me to also just remind us what are the objectives of this week's General Assembly. So, of course, our General Assembly is mainly used to shape the flagship activities for research, advocacy, campaigning, influencing that we want to do jointly together during the next year in 2024. So this actually signals the start of our new operational planning cycle for next year already. And so please come with your great ideas, innovative, insights or, great brainstorming ideas that you would like to bring to the table if you want to collaborate, if you want to work together as a group with us at the regional program or with your peers from different countries, because many of you have a lot of overlaps and, potential synergies in the work that you do, especially as we expand into topics like just energy transition, gender finance, which are just some of the topics that we are focusing on in phase 2. We also want to use this time to facilitate reflection on the lessons learned. So that we mentioned that before, we always like to learn from the lessons that we have experienced as national coalitions at the regional level, but also internationally, as we have colleagues also from Fair Finance International who will be sharing some of their experiences and learnings with us. This whole week, we will also facilitate the review of new opportunities for the sustainability of Fair Finance Asia. And this obviously includes fundraising and making sure that the work that we are doing here is not only limited to a certain number of years, but we will make sure to find a way to create greater sustainability for the program to continue beyond the phase 2 and moving forward. And finally, this week is also focused on recalibrating our capacity building agenda. So many of you or all of you should be aware that looking at our capacity building agenda has been one of the key findings of our inline evaluation when we finished phase 2. There is no doubt that capacity building for FFA has been one of the levers of change and the successes that we had in phase 1 with civil society across this room, gaining really much needed experience in engaging financial institutions, regulators, and all relevant financial stakeholders on sustainable finance issues. You have been very successful in doing that at the national level, and capacity building has really been one of the key drivers of those changes and successes. But we also know that capacity building, the way that we used to do that in phase 1, cannot be the same exactly how we do it in phase 2. So we have to find a way to make it more efficient, more streamlined, by also ensuring that the people in this room are rising to more positions of learning and sharing that learning, not only as students, but also maybe as teachers ourselves. As Donna mentioned, one of our achievements as Fair Finance Asia is to create, thought leadership. How does that apply also practically for the people in this room, for the coalitions represented in this room, to be more of sharers of that knowledge? And that's why you will see in our agenda this week that we had made sure to include small ways that we could start those innovative learning, promoting each other as each other's expertise on thematic areas. We have different sessions like office hours, the expo. We have, advanced and basic training. You would have seen in the agenda some elements of recording, for example, of some of the capacity building activities that we would like to record and for you to have access more and more in the coming years, and also the coming years, so that you can access that knowledge and use it and share it more widely. But more importantly, mobilizing, catalyzing the people, the knowledge, the expertise in this room to be shared more widely. This is our goal, how we want to shape this week. I will stop there because I'm sure many of you are starting to think about coffee as well. Maybe this outside, so I'm standing between you and that great nice cup. But before I stop here, I would like to thank also Mia for her great facilitation this morning, and for all of you again for being here. It's really nice to see all of you. Just a quick reminder that we are trying to be as environmentally friendly as possible in this event. You don't have water bottles in your table, but we do have glasses and a water station at the back, 2 of them. Please use them. When you take a cup, please put it in your table and reuse it, so that we will also save water to keep washing them. And also, we don't have papers for printing agendas and whatnot, but we have digital library that we shared with you by WhatsApp, by email. Please use that, because that is where we put the latest agenda, the most updated session briefs, and other related session materials, session briefs, whatever you will need, even photos for the event. You can see my teammates are taking a lot of photos, so we will try to put it there. And finally, I want to acknowledge my teammates at the Fair Finance executive team, Fair Finance Asia executive team. All of them have been working really hard, waking up really early and staying up really late. They have always been the same group that is the last one out, first one in. I'm really proud of you, team. Thank you so much for your contribution. And with that, thank you all again, and welcome to Fair Finance Asia General Assembly. Mia, back to you.
Thank you. Another round of applause for Ms. Bernadette Victorio, FFA Program Lead. Thank you so much for the opening remarks and also agenda setting. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank again all the honorable speakers for the welcoming remarks and the opening remark, as well as all participants who are joining us in person and our online participants. Please be informed that after this, we will have the next session organized by Responsi Bank Indonesia on greening the path forward, energy transition and taxonomy in Indonesia. And the speakers are ID Halimanjaya from Dala Institute, Andri Prasetyo from Scenic Center joining us online, Mona Wasef from Publish What You Pay Indonesia, and Dwi Sawung from Walhi. And the session will be moderated by Herni Ramdaningrum from Prakarsa and Responsi Bank Indonesia. So the next session will start at 10:45 Central Indonesian Time or Bali time, GMT +8, just to remind everyone, especially those who are joining us online. And we are looking forward to having you rejoin us at 10:45 to join the next session of Greening the Path Forward, Energy Transition and Taxonomy in Indonesia. And also for the in-person participants who are joining us here in Bali, you are welcome to have a short break of coffee break. And then we would like to invite you to rejoin us here in the same room to join the next session of Greening the Path Forward, Energy Transition and Taxonomy in Indonesia. Thank you very much.